Hey, Rad World, welcome back to Spoiling Dead, the show where we talk about last night's episode of The Walking Dead. This show is brought to you by Rad Entertainment, Garage House Studios, HM&M Films, Midwest Horror Fest, and Midwest Action Fest, which is coming this spring, and we're taking submissions right now for Midwest Horror Fest and Action Fest, so go to either of those sites, MidwestActionFest.com, MidwestHorrorFest.com, and there's links there to submit your movies or find any info on where that's taking place and how you can be a part of it. I'm going to kick it off to our host, Geeky LARP Chick, aka Rebekah Erb.
Hey guys, welcome back to Spoiling Dead, the show where we talk about the latest Walking Dead episode. I am Rebekah Erb. I'm here with Daniel Murphy.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about last night's episode called Some Guy. This was a very heartfelt and depressing episode. We will get through this together, I promise. We lost a very, very dear character, and the king seems to have lost his crown, unfortunately. He lost his smile.
He got bit too braggy last episode.
I think so, yes. But I will say they are absolutely killing it with this season so far. And no pun intended at all. Beautiful episodes with really, really great dialogue and the edge of your seat type of action. And this was honestly, like, that opening sequence was probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it was
so great. Like, seeing him get ready and have that big, long speech to the kingdom.
Because you imagine it's something he probably does about every day, too.
Probably, yeah.
To kind of get into character, so to speak, and to, just be presentable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just to get a glimpse of that at this time with what happened.
And we're kind of going to a few of the residents of the kingdom, and you already knew the people that they were showing were the people that got hit.
Right.
Right. But, yeah, it was really, really good. My favorite part was that transition that they had, where it was the king at the kingdom and everyone's reaching in and crowded around him, and then transitions him to under the dead bodies. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was well presented. I like the way they did it. I like the way they cut back and forth in the, in the time jumps a little bit there. I like the way they did that, and it was just when it came together at the end, it was very well done.
It was. I agree. So let's talk about King Ezekiel a little bit. So we're back with him on that battlefield, and he's just scrambling around to see if everybody is okay. That was hard to see. He is such a good actor. Oh my gosh.
Just checking all the bodies.
Yeah, and he's just in a graveyard. They all start coming back, and did he get shot in the leg? Is that what was wrong?
I think he got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it was a bullet wound. Yeah, for sure.
That gun, though, seeing some of those bullet wounds in the dead, like
just ripped him up.
Yeah, I didn't.
Tore him open.
What kind of gun was it again?
It's a 50 caliber gun of some kind. I can't remember the name of it.
That's scary.
Yeah,
that's so
scary.
Big.
That's how you die.
Oh, for sure. That is definitely. But yeah, let's talk about the king a little bit. He's having some issues, and yeah.
You mean he was having the issues before everything went wrong?
No, he's having like issues now.
Well, he's collapsing. Yeah. I mean, he has nothing to live for now at all.
Yeah.
There needs to be something that needs to happen to him to bring him back and to give him something to live for, or to I don't know what's going to happen for him next. Like, he's not going to be himself, if that makes sense.
So do you think, and I of course have my own thoughts on this, but do you think that he became king to help himself, or did he become king to help his people?
No, he did it to help people. He became what he had to become to help the people, to get them to listen, like, and he just adopted this persona that worked. And that's, I mean, he was living his own lie, but it was working for everybody, and that's what kept everybody together, and that's why Jerry was still sticking around at the end.
For sure.
Because he needed that too.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's all he knew.
And I love what he says to Carol about, like, I decided I wanted to be the one that took that lep. You know what I mean? And that was a really good way to say that, and I think that he became king to help his people too. And just like that line, he decided to do that because he wanted to.
I mean,
and
he
he's not
decided,
just
but
some
becoming
guy.
that persona helped him as well. He needed that. He needed a distraction. You know, he needed something to happen.
Yeah.
So it just, everybody did benefit from that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them have done it. That's what it's all about right now.
Is
Just
playing some role.
right.
They all have a job
Who
to
are
do.
they really, and what have they become?
Yeah. So that 70s serial killer looking
I love
dude,
that guy.
oh my gosh.
I like the characters that they're bringing out.
I
like,
do too.
that-
Even if they're around only for a little bit,
and,
I like
and
them.
they all make sense because they're just, people are just so random in
Mm-hmm.
the apocalypse that it just makes sense that some of these seedy people have obviously lived this long for a reason. You know.
But he really got to Ezekiel, I think. Like really got under his skin. That I think he was having, you know, the king was having issues before that guy had captured him, but I think that guy started this issue that he's having now. Like he said all of these things like, "Well, what are you without your tiger?" So it made the king think like, "Oh, well, what am I? I'm just some guy." You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna assume that a lot of these Negans have obviously learned from the best, and they've either been trained to just beat people down mentally, or they've just been watching and by just his influence, just saying some of the stuff that's probably been said to them because they know it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the most, especially when you're already downing yourself anyway.
Yeah. But I think for a sliver of a second, the king kind of got to that guy as well, because he was like, "Does Negan even know your name?" And he had just a flash of a, "Well, no, he probably doesn't." And he's like, "No, I am Negan," and went back to, his ways. But
I mean, it's the same thing like with
Morales,
yeah. I mean, there was a flash of him, but he wasn't going to change. That's how deep Negan is. And like, we were talking about what's Negan's big surprise, but maybe he's just dug in way deeper than we even know he is, as far as moving those guns around, being a step ahead, which he kind of still is with the guns. They got away, right?
No, they had the guns.
Oh, that's right. They got him after that.
Yeah.
The big chase.
Yeah. But more into the serial killer guy, and then we'll kind of move on. But I caught a little bit of Talking Dead, and Kirkman was on there, and one of the questions that was asked for him was, what was the meaning behind the blood on King Ezekiel? And he just said it's kind of like that guy telling him, "Hey, here's your mask. Like, keep wearing your mask." And I thought that was kind of interesting,
like
when things go on a
paint.
deeper level.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, my phone's buzzing the table here.
That's okay.
That would be my fault.
Let me turn that.
But Jerry is okay and is unleashing this crazy power that we knew he had all along. Like, that was intense.
Yeah. We were waiting for that from the moment we saw him, I think.
Yes, yeah, with his big axe. That was
Which he
great.
broke.
That looked really good. I know. And that's what I was thinking. Once he put that in there, I was like, dude, you're going to break it. What are you doing?
That was his last
You
resort
need
at the
that.
time, like he had to.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really cool. Cutting that guy in half. That looked really good.
Yeah, it was good, nice, tight shot. It just looked good. Yeah, it was nice. And it's just like, heck yeah. Like the first time you see him swing that thing,
Yes.
it's then.
Yes.
So yeah, you wanted to see that guy be cut open. It was
I
awesome.
definitely did not keep quiet this episode. Like, especially at that part when Jerry cut him in half, I was just like, yeah.
This wasn't a very vocal one for me, was it, Tony?
it was
I mean,
for
I
me.
say stuff
No.
maybe, but I didn't get too excited.
This one was more
It's hard for
vocal
me to get
than
excited
the
about a
last one.
CGI animal going to hell.
It's too soon. No, but
Still better than the deer, though.
oh, but
nobody cared about
she
that.
looked absolutely amazing.
No, I'm
She
blown away
was
by it. Yeah,
beautiful and
But it's still
taken
fake.
away from us way too soon.
still fake though.
I don't care. So I mean, that's perfect. That's what I want to talk about
Oh,
next.
sorry. Yeah, it's
is
like we're getting ahead of ourselves.
No, we're not at all. We're not at all. It's totally fine. But we lost a very beloved character last night. The beautiful and wild Shiva.
I feel ripped off by it.
I cried.
I
really
wish
did cry.
we could have seen that thing kill somebody a bit more cool,
do
like
too.
Gregory.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool.
They've wasted a good moment with the. I mean, I get what
Yeah.
happens, and I get it's in the comics, and I get it.
See, I
But
didn't even know it was in the comics. I was not expecting it, even in the slightest. Once it happened, because she came in, I'm like, yes, she's back. Oh my gosh, everything's gonna be fine. And then they started surrounding her. I'm like, what is she doing? Run, run. And then King Ezekiel, he's like, girl, run. And I started crying, and it was an ugly cry.
Did you cry, Tony?
Not even a little bit.
See?
No. I have a major issue with that scene.
Oh no, what is it?
And just the way that it played out. I was annoyed at how there was just a real lack of like imminent doom. Like there was like they walk up to a ditch full of zombies, and I felt like, can't you just like walk around it or like go down to a place that's easier to cross?
Yeah, right.
Or something.
Right.
And then they're like, no, let's cross here, like, because I don't know why, but then they get held up for like a thing that's like 3 feet high, and Ezekiel's like, I'll stay and fight them off. And it's like, why? They're not even like on you yet. You have plenty of time to climb up this thing.
Right.
And then when Shiva jumped down there, it was like, I felt like she could have easily overpowered the amount of like the horde that was on top of her.
Soggy zombies that were just popping.
No, they're radioactive zombies
yeah,
that
but
we
still,
saw earlier with
she
Jerry.
could have like whipped him away or kicked him or swatted him.
She flew that one up the side of the bank.
Right, exactly.
It was just a bit flat.
Yeah, it just like, I felt like that scene could have played out better had like maybe the horde been bigger and they've been really like they'd have felt more trapped, but they just didn't. I didn't feel like they.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like as a viewer that they felt as trapped as the actors were portraying they were.
Right.
Right.
They didn't.
And I actually completely agree.
I mean, it could have been better.
Yeah, yeah. Because she could have survived.
I mean,
like,
I get
it's kind
there's
of
a
slap
lot.
in the face to Shiva.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
it's a bit of a
Like-
waste of a good tiger.
Yeah, yeah. Like, if they are going to take her out, make it more badass than what that was.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I think there was definitely some budget constraints there. There's like, you know what? Let's just get rid of this tiger so we can quit
I
paying
agree,
for
but
it.
man, they
maybe.
should have killed somebody good with it first.
Yeah, yeah. It was still sad,
Like
though.
Gregory.
But, yeah, those radioactive walkers were really, really cool, and... I mean, Greg Nicotero, like, really delivers.
They were
every
cool, but they
single
bummed me
time.
out because we were talking about how one of those walkers with the skin off could be a hint to the
And it was
whispers.
just the
and it was just
radioactive.
those But what also, I mean, I like that there's a different type of zombie,
Mm-hmm.
but with it being radioactive, I wanted to see more of a threat from it. Like, I don't know how they could have done that, but I mean, it
Like,
looked
something squirts
something
out
emitting from it.
You get
radioactive.
rapid cancer.
some green smoke. I don't know.
Yeah.
Green smoke's stupid, but you get what I'm saying. Something coming out of it that is toxic.
Yeah.
Like aliens' acid blood or something, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was cool, and a
Yeah.
nice throwback to some of the classic zombie stuff, like
Oh, for sure.
Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they were. That's how the zombies started. Was toxic waste in
Yeah.
a river.
So Shiva's death was definitely the nail on King Ezekiel's crown. Do you think that he's strong enough to get through this? Is he gonna be going down this path for a while? Is it gonna take him a while to come back?
I think the only way he can come back as the king is if he can get, I don't know, if he can get another group of followers to follow him.
Well, they're still there,
They're still there,
and I
but
think that they. I
there
don't know, do
needs
you
to
think
be
that
a
they're
moment
gonna-
where there needs to be a moment where people are going to rally around him. And right now, that's not coming, is it?
Right.
Like, he's not even who he was. He's
Yeah.
not even who he was before that. He's a new person now. This is him evolving into
But he
somebody
definitely needs Jerry. Jerry's
If
gonna
it wasn't
help.
for Jerry, he would have just stayed there and killed himself
Yes.
fighting those
Yeah.
zombies.
I think Jerry is like his number one supporter and
Right.
fan.
Even
of
Carol
sorts.
can't talk him around because she's just still shaking her head about it all.
Right. Yeah, because she was even before that this happened. She was just like, "Dude, you're overconfident." So do you blame the king for what
No,
happened?
I don't blame the king for it.
Tony, do you blame
Because
the king
at
for
this
what
point in
happened?
the game, I was like, man, you know what? The only people that have done it right at the moment is the King's group. Like, they literally have pulled everything off without a hitch.
Right.
And everyone else has ballsed it up. Which in reality is probably what would happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
was opposite.
I don't blame the king for it at
No.
all. I think that the game that he plays is one that, like, you know, bestows like confidence into his own people. Like, they wouldn't have made it nearly as far without his big speech. You know, like, he really made his people feel invincible. He felt invincible. Like, that's just, I don't know, it's something that I think people need to hear.
You need that, right?
Yeah.
But my issue with the speech, I have a small issue with the speech, and that's because I watched last week's episode right before I watched this week's episode, because I was in Vegas last week shooting Kill Dolly Kill, but plug. But it's that those scenes, it's like he gives a speech, because in this episode he gave a speech, but that speech, you're still on camera, by the way.
Oh, I am. You said when you were talking.
I know, but you said you wanted to see me in the frame.
Where's your
Tony.
box? I wanna...
It's in between you guys.
She's got her second camera over here, and it
Below
keeps
you.
staring at me.
It's on the table. There you go. Hey.
What? What are you looking at?
But if you watch those two episodes back to back, like I did, he gives a speech, then they walk out into the woods, and he gives another speech. Like those are the two scenes that actually take place next to each other. So it was like really
Okay.
weird that he gives this big speech, and then they walk
they
out to the
don't do
woods. They don't do anything. They just walk out to the woods, and he gives another one.
It's so funny. Like, I never would have thought of that, but that is true. Like, why would you give those
Maybe
two
he
big...
gave so many speeches because he's the one doubting. Like, maybe he's like, man, I'm not feeling good about this. Maybe I should do another speech. Get everybody pumped
Get
up.
everybody riled up.
Because it pumps him up. Like,
Yeah.
he believes his own crap.
Yeah.
He's always been full of crap. Like, when I first saw The King, I was like, man, come on.
That's a bad way to put it. That's what he's...
But my first opinion of him was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this guy because he's just too fake. Like, this is too much for me.
Right.
I was Carol in the
He
situation.
sold me right away.
But you dig that stuff.
Right.
You're the geeky LARP chick.
I am.
So, but to me, it was just like, God, I couldn't live like that.
Yeah.
But then I grew to like him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't blame him because
Oh, it's not
I
his fault.
do agree that, like, he did keep everybody going until now, but maybe tone it down a little bit because I feel like with so much confidence, you let your guard down a little bit. With too much,
But that's what was going on, really, exactly.
So they're
I mean,
kind of letting their guard down.
not one of
If
our
they-
ranks.
If they were more like Carol, nobody would have died. It would not have went down like it did if they thought more like
Well,
Carol.
look, she got all the way up to the
Just
top of
saying.
that building and took out the gunners,
I'm just saying, yeah.
hiding in a vent.
How
Like a ninja.
clever is that? Because she went back.
That
to
was the
little
best part of the
nook,
whole episode, in
and
my
I'm thinking-
opinion.
And then they stood right there. I'm thinking, that's where she went in. Where is she?
She just was like, they're going to walk here.
Death
If
from
I'm up
above.
there, I can take them all out at once. I'll just go up there. She just did it.
Absolutely love seeing Carol.
She doesn't have to talk
in
about it.
action.
She's like, just does things.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
just like she sees and she reacts.
She's
She
like a
doesn't think
chameleon.
about it.
She just gets
She
it done. She blends
is.
in. She gets
Yeah.
it done.
I really do love her character, but
Can I pose a question
yes, of course.
on King Ezekiel? Do you think he's going to cut it out, the accent and all that stuff? You think he's totally lost it? You think he's not going to be the king in this next
See,
episode?
that's what I've been thinking about. When you asked earlier, I'm like, to me
is
right
this kind
now,
of the death of King Ezekiel in a sense?
yeah, I think he's involved
now he's
into a
just
different
Ezekiel.
person, but he would almost have to become. It's going to be somebody new. Like I say, it's not going to be how he was before.
He's gonna be talking normal.
But he
and
did.
then
If you
there's
listen,
gonna
his
be,
voice
like-
changed, didn't it? It was
did,
like
a little
half
bit.
king, half him.
I completely agree.
So, like he's saying, maybe that is
And
what's
if he
going to happen.
does, that's okay because I am so excited for the time to where something happens and then he just like takes his cane sword out and then talks like the king again. I'd be okay with that. I'd be totally okay
Like he
with
comes
that.
back
That
one
would get
day.
me pumped up. Yeah.
But I
That'd
don't
be
know.
so
I
cool.
like the whole. I like the whole. You got the king, the widow.
Yeah.
And
But I'm glad that he's going down this path because I feel like since he's kind of on that downward slope to go back up with his
well,
character.
that's
that
exactly
we're gonna
okay.
be
So
able to
how about
enjoy
this?
him a
There's
while.
obviously going to be some kind of showdown at the end
Mm-hmm.
with all the main players. So maybe once everybody comes and rallies around and tries maybe to rescue him or something, that's what pumps him up and gets him motivated again, and
Yeah.
maybe kind of switches the king back on. But the problem with the king is he's just a shit fighter. He's not
You
very
think so?
well trained in the whole fighting-y thing, I didn't think.
Well,
not very good at it.
Him and Carol had that conversation, and he made it seem like that he wasn't like black ops guy, but he had some training.
What's he done, though? He's not really done much in the way of fighting.
No, but I think it's like after the
He's just had a
apocalypse,
tiger.
they're training, and
He could have
That's-
said
I thought
whatever
he was
he
pretty
wanted.
good with that sword.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he's pretty good. Maybe
Swinging a
not
sword.
like amazing, but
I mean, you would get good at being fairly good at killing stuff.
Yeah, because look at Michonne.
But he's
she
no
didn't
fighter,
take the...
is he? He's
No,
no
he's a
Morgan.
leader. He's a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to fight, so he's not
And
had
plus
to
he
fight.
did have his tiger.
He's a little he's a little rusty,
Yeah.
so I mean, that's
don't
kind
know.
of part of his demise too.
Yeah.
Although he did survive all those bullets, but not because he's a badass. He just had human shields.
Yeah. That was nice though that they did that.
Yeah, but
That
look
was
how
very-
messed up that made him, waking up from that, and
I
everybody's
know,
dead.
I know.
Yeah,
But-
that was also one of the my issues with the episode. When he gets up and he's like checking all the bodies, which was cool and nice, but at the same time, there was a giant gun
Yeah.
that just shot that whole
Exactly.
yard. Like, what is he doing?
Like, is the guy up there just laughing, like eating a bag of chips,
Like-
going, "Look at this guy"?
No, they had started like why they didn't
but they-
shoot.
Yeah, but he didn't know
Ezekiel.
that.
You didn't think they'd keep peeking out the window as well. Plus, yeah, he's just screaming and shooting a gun.
My thought was that the king was under that pile for a while. They thought he was dead, so they started packing up the
Well,
guns.
that's
Right,
true.
that's exactly what happened. But
I'm
but
confused.
He doesn't.
but how
know.
did he doesn't know that?
Yeah.
He's just walking around shooting
Plus,
his gun,
those guys
screaming
were
and yelling.
still up
like-
there.
Yeah,
they were still up there. So and he took. I mean,
Yeah.
if one of them had a cigarette and just looked out the window.
But in my mind, like his first thought is he's struggling to check to see if everybody's okay. Now they're all coming back, and he's worried about
oh no,
that.
I
and
get
then
he's
it just,
in a
like,
bad
everything
place,
happened so
and
fast
maybe
that
doesn't.
that's the last
Maybe
thing
he
he's
doesn't
thinking
care
of.
about the guy up there with the gun.
Yeah, like that's
maybe
the
he's
last
like,
thing he's
shoot me,
thinking
I don't
of.
care.
Yeah. Well, and plus that, like he, you know, like we said before, he became a king to help the people, and since he couldn't help the people,
Yeah.
I think he thought he should have died with them.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so too.
but
That's why when they're leaving, he's like, "Oh, I can't walk." Like, "Oh, leave me in the swamp." Oh.
Yeah.
Like it's because he just
that was
doesn't
his
care.
last chance to
Right.
like go down with the ship.
And then
I
when that
guess.
tiger gets it,
We're kind of backtracking now, but
Are we?
yeah, because I don't
We're
want to talk
still-
about I don't
we're
want to
still
talk
kinda-
about Shiva again.
why? What's wrong with it?
Yeah,
It's just a
that's
fake
sad.
tiger.
I don't care. It's sad.
Most tigers are mean, so I get it. I mean, it's the nicest tiger I've ever seen.
No, but
What about Simba? Oh, Simba was a lion.
Simba was a lion, but man, as far as lions go, Simba was about the nicest one.
Simba is alive though.
Simba's dad was kind of a bit of a dick, wasn't he?
No,
So
not even in the
Mufasa?
slightest.
I mean, he was a
Mufasa.
bit. Just a
It was
firm.
Scar
he's a bit,
that was
bit
the
like me,
dick.
just kind of firm. Scar was the biggest dick, but
Mufasa was an amazing lion and a great father.
he was a good leader.
Mufasa.
He's a good leader.
Okay, now we're really
Yeah, now we're really
getting
off track.
No, I want to talk about the moment that Carol decided to save Jerry and Ezekiel because she was obviously trying to make up her mind, but I don't know. And my thought that it was kind of obvious that she would pick them because she ran away at one point because she wanted to save people. So
Right.
you know what I mean? So of course she's gonna go and help them.
Of course,
but-
she's not doing it for herself
Yeah.
at all. She does it for the people.
Yeah.
And yeah, although it's nobody's really stuck to the plan, have they? I mean,
It doesn't really
everybody's
seem
kind of
like
deviated
it.
from the plan in some way.
But then again, we don't really necessarily know like the bones of their plan. We just see what is being executed.
Right,
You
that's
know.
fair enough.
But I absolutely loved. I don't know why this episode was one that I was just like clapping and like yaying and everything. But the moment that Carol hears Daryl's bike, I absolutely loved
You know,
that. I
that
don't know
was cool, but
why.
they
It
should
was such a
drug that
little
out.
thing.
Like, I'm like, waiting. It's obviously Daryl's bike. Waiting. Oh, there he goes.
I didn't really care because the whole time I'm like, yes. I just thought that
I
was
guess
so
they left a
cute.
little bit of cheering room in there,
They
but I wasn't really
did.
cheering. I
It
mean,
was
I,
just like,
I
they're
think we
not gonna
both
get
called
away
it.
with
We're
the
like, well,
guns.
Rick and Daryl are going to show up any minute. Like,
Right.
They're right behind them.
Yeah, I think that there was a purpose for the space, though. It was there, for the crowd to cheer and everything, but it was also there to show distance,
Sure.
and how far away they were from, like, how much they had to, like, really haul ass to catch
Right,
up with the truck.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good sequence.
Oh,
It was a good
really
sequence. I was really
was.
excited. I like car chases,
Yeah.
and I thought
Yeah.
that played out well. I liked the fact that there was a car chase, and the chase itself was fine. But when that dude is shooting at Rick, I was
Yeah.
really annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how are you not hitting him?
Right. How
at
has
all?
Rick's head not been ripped to pieces?
Or at least just
yet?
a couple bullet holes in the windshield. Just give me something. Like it didn't.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
it
that gun's
shoots out the front.
yeah,
muffler
after like
thing,
he
they were-
unloads like
whatever it
50
is.
rounds.
And they were
Yeah,
they were
that's true.
right
That
there
is
too.
true. Yeah.
It's hard to miss with one of them. You saw how big a hole it left in the person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get the windshield.
Yeah. But whenever those two are together, it is absolutely golden.
Is
It's
it?
so great.
Is it golden?
It is golden.
Because
They're not getting along, Rebecca.
They're not quite on the same page of how to
that's
handle
right.
this situation right now, are they?
No, but at that moment, they needed to work as a team. Like when Rick.
Yeah, they work as a
smirked
team
over
really
and did,
well.
like what's that one phrase?
Although if you hear the
from
behind the scenes
Tide-
story, I guess Rick kept hitting the brakes and Daryl almost hit the back of him a couple times.
See, I did not watch Talking Dead as much as I used to
Oh,
because I
gosh.
was working on a video.
Oh gosh, that new vlog of yours.
Yeah.
Plug, plug.
Plug. No, but what was I saying?
Talking about Rick driving.
Yeah, Rick and
Oh,
Rick and
no,
Daryl.
what's that little thing from Talladega Nights?
Shake and bake.
The shake and bake. Yeah, they did a little shake and bake.
The shake and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It was just really cool. As little as we got to see them, like you guys said, it was a really cool car chase.
You know, as much as I hate to say it, I want to see some more of Negan.
Well, we are gonna see him next
Well,
episode, I think,
hurry it up.
Yeah.
with a sneak peek. But now that they have the gun, what do they do now? Are they going to the sanctuary? What do you think they're gonna
I
do
mean,
now
they've
that
all
they
got to
have
regroup
succeeded?
here. They just got the part of the plan. Obviously, has something to do with it. Is the gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That
like,
seemed
they
to be
have a plan.
the biggest part so far was to
Yeah.
get those
They need-
guns.
whether it be just to take it away from them, or I mean, they didn't. That gun never really hurt them before that, so it didn't matter
Mhm.
at that point. So they need the gun for their plan, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think they need the gun for their plan, and it also just weakens their, the sanctuary without having
But-
it. But how many
Two
rounds they got
guns.
left after all that
I know
firefight?
that. I thought the same thing too.
Well, yeah.
They
Well,
got
who's
a
making
lot.
bullets? I wonder.
Oh.
Oh, you know what? That's funny that you. I'm glad that you brought that up because we
It's gotta
haven't
be
seen
what-
that yet.
But it's got to be what's going
But
on.
does Negan know? Oh yeah, he does because
That's the
Rosita
only reason he's
shot
there,
him with, and he
really.
could tell it was a homemade.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
whole reason why he brought him.
Yeah.
He's handy for what? 50 caliber weapons. Like those bullets ain't laying
Well, now
around.
they don't have them, but you know what they do have is still that bazooka from last season.
Like
they
they're
got
scrimping
that
around
back.
in the bottom
Yeah,
of the
hold on.
barrel. Like
But
we got
how
one
many-
shot left on this. We got two on this.
Right, I was to say, how many shots they left with that, though?
That's true. That's true. But that's still a pretty big weapon to have. That's kind of
Negan's
scary.
got lots more.
But yeah, with this sneak peek, it looks like we're gonna be back with Negan and Father
I don't
Gabriel.
think I saw the sneak. Oh yeah.
I
did.
hope Father Gabriel dies.
Or he slams him.
Wah, wah, wah.
Man, I don't know what's
I
gonna
really
happen
like
with him.
Father Gabriel. I like all the characters, but I really do like Father Gabriel a lot. Like
They've
he
got
had a
another
good
guy that
redeeming
looks
moment.
a lot like him in there.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
They
about.
look very,
The
very
one that
similar.
like consoled Aaron in
Yeah.
the other episode. Yeah,
They're
I
very
don't know
similar.
his name, but
But
yeah, the
I
sneak
I
peek-
actually am growing to like him. So I don't,
Father
and I
Gabriel?
feel like he's going to be a crucial part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Obviously, it's not part of the plan that he got left behind, but plans
Right,
change,
right.
and he has him information. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to do something cool.
I am wondering because with the sneak peek, they're in the shed and Negan kind of like tackles him,
Slams him,
gets the gun, and he's like, "You have a full clip in here." So I'm wondering if that's gonna cause Negan to think, well, maybe I shouldn't just straight out be mean to this guy. You know what I
I
mean?
don't think
like,
Negan thinks that way, but I think that he might use the guy to his advantage somehow
Right.
because he's a good hostage to have. Maybe.
yeah.
You know,
But you
I don't
never know. Father Gabriel may be able
He's
to
gonna- I think-
convert Negan.
I think Father
to
Gabriel's got
Christianity.
something up his sleeve, and that's not gonna
And
happen.
then they're all gonna go home and
No.
live happily ever after.
No, probably not.
But
Negan says the prayer at that supper they keep imagining in the future. It's Negan.
what?
Bow your heads, please.
Uh,
Conk, 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 conk.
so Kirkman said that we will be seeing Oceanside again. So I'm kind of excited to see them again.
Soon or just again?
He made it
'Cause
seem
I think-
like it was before the mid-season
No,
finale,
they're
but he's
dragging-
one to like say very, very little about
I
stuff.
feel
you know
like
what I mean?
what they've done is teased us with this group, and then later on, after all this Negan crap dies down, they're bringing back. Like maybe they're
But
gonna.
they wanted to fight. I think they're gonna come in. What's that? What's that word when a character comes out of nowhere and saves the other character?
It's a Deus Ex Machina.
Deus Ex Machina. That's a fancy word. They're gonna be the Deus Ex Machina.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's gonna be Heath.
Yes.
I don't think
Where
so.
is he?
No, I already say that because she obsessed about him last week.
No, it just bothers me that no
Again.
word or hide or hair of him has been seen, like, or talked about. Like,
Let it go.
it's just irritating.
Let it go.
Let
He's
it go.
doing some show
Let
or
it
some
go.
movie or something.
I understand
It's
that, but
contracts
make
and
it
stuff,
make
Rebekah.
it make sense in
It's
the
just
show.
contracts.
That's all I want.
They'll make it make sense when the time's right.
I want to know what PPP is.
Let's not be too hasty.
And the red machete clip is still killing it.
Digging it, but doesn't it look
So
like the farm?
good.
Maybe they're at the farm. Like maybe
I
this is
didn't-
ancestors.
I did.
It can't.
Ancestors.
I know. I
we went through this last
oh my
night.
gosh, I know. But why is it at the farm?
It does look like it's at the farm.
It kind of does, but I don't think it is. Maybe.
I had
Maybe it
that
was
stuck
the
in my head.
people-
That's the problem. When we traced it back that week.
Yeah, but it does. I didn't realize that Mandy was carved on it. Like, I
See,
feel like that's what Rick would
did
have
we-
said when he's describing it to
But
Gareth.
did we miss
that
something?
one time?
Who carved that on it? Was it?
It was
one of the last ones.
the dad.
The dad.
Yeah, because the mom died, and then he gave the red machete to the daughter. He cut her hair with it.
Yeah.
Then she's been practicing with it, and then he
Right.
carved Mandy on it, and then that was the end of the clip.
Is Mandy her or her sister's name?
I think it was the mom, but I'm assuming it's
So
her
this
name.
is all in sequence.
Mhm.
Why did I think it was different groups of people? We were talking about this last night, and I was a little confused about it.
Oh,
Which
so
is
far
easily.
the very first episode, or the very first clip, I think, was somebody different that actually got
was
it
different
from the
people.
shelf.
Yeah.
But then it got to whoever has it now.
So now it's just continuing on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am confused. Maybe I should watch them all back again.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying them. I
No, I am.
cannot wait to see where they're going with
That's
this.
what I'm excited about. And
Yeah.
I get like ahead of myself when I get excited. So it's like, just show me the answers.
What do you think of the red machete, Tony? I feel like we haven't
I
talked
just
to you a
don't think
whole
I
lot.
care.
I'm so sorry.
Tony
Then
didn't
that
even,
is why we
he
have
didn't
not
even
talked to you a
know
whole
there
lot.
was
I
such a
don't-
thing.
I don't care about the red machete, like, at all.
Not one
in the
bit.
slightest.
Just tell us how you feel, Tony.
I got nothing for the red machete. I'm sorry.
No love.
No.
Hashtag
No
no love for the red machete.
Yeah. That's cool. I
Man,
can
that's
I can
sad.
take it or leave it. I don't
I'm
know.
digging it. Maybe it may not even be anything that we've talked it up to be. You know what
Maybe
I'm
it's
saying?
just like a little tiny thing
Maybe
that
that's
they're
just
putting
because
in
Rick
there.
had one, or maybe this just like if they don't connect it, I'll be
I
upset.
feel like
They connected the
with
last
as
thing.
good as it is, there's a reason, because the last time that they did these little clips, it was for Fear the Walking Dead. This has to be going into something.
Yeah, it is good.
And if it's what connects Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead,
Yeah, then
so
I'll be pissed.
it. It won't.
Nah, it's got to be bigger than that if they're going to do that.
It would be kind of silly
To
We
keep it
talked about
going.
that.
Yeah, it's a nice stepping stone,
Yeah.
but carry that continuation on
Mhm.
further into the show.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
That would
I
be
need to
cool.
I need to catch up again. Still have not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead.
It's pretty good. It's obviously not as good as Walking Dead, but it's still pretty good. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm so into Walking Dead, but it seems like it's harder to get attached
You just like
to
anything
these
with zombies in
characters.
it.
Just about anything. I really like zombies, but yeah, I just feel like I couldn't really get attached to their characters very easily. But you know, it's whatever. This isn't
It's
Fear the
because you were
Walking
mad
Dead.
at them. They were new, and it's like, oh, this isn't Walking Dead. I don't even care about these people. That's
No, I was
why.
pretty excited for
That's
it.
what. Okay, that was me then. That's what I did.
Oh my goodness. What's the time we're looking at? I could probably shut this off. I've had this going for a long time.
God.
I could probably look at this. I was recording the whole time.
Wow. Yeah, we're at 36 minutes. I mean, we can start wrapping things up. It's fine.
Well, let's start wrapping things up. That was the last one. Actually, no. what we just talked about was me wrapping things up.
Yeah,
I got
I think
nothing
we
else.
wrapped it up already.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
That's a wrap.
Do you guys,
All right, cool.
Do you guys got something?
Look at that. That's a wrap.
That's a
All
wrap.
right. Well, what about, is there some kind of swag bag or something?
Yeah, what's
We
this?
changed the name
Oh, you did.
Okay, good,
to
because I couldn't remember.
Stuff and Things Giveaway.
Okay.
Stuff and Things giveaway.
Stuff and
I don't know if it has
Things.
the same ring.
It's as vague as our giveaway. It makes sense.
But Spoiling Dead swag. I'm sorry, that probably
Oh,
was really
okay.
loud. Spoiling Dead swag bundle. That's. How about you guys tell us which one you want us
Whoever
to
comes
call?
up with the best name wins it.
Put it in the comments. Yeah. No.
I'm changing the whole thing. That's the contest now.
No, the contest is every time you tune in and comment, that gives you your name.
Comment on what it should be called.
That gets your name into the.
We don't
What
even
would
know
you-
if it's a hat or what it is.
It's gonna be.
It's a
dance.
swag bundle. That's why you don't need to know what it is. It could be a
So
hat,
exciting.
and a
I
toy.
don't even know what's in it.
Could be a shirt.
It could be anything.
Could be a poster.
It could be a number of things.
Tune in and comment to find out. You
I'm just
could be
going to
the winner.
scrape some stuff off the shelf back here and
I
put it
know-
in a box.
I know what it'll probably be in there as a Midwest Horror Fest shirt because we have plenty
Guaranteed.
of those.
What? But they are nice. Rebecca's wearing one.
I am. Can
Yeah,
you see
those
it?
are for sale online at hmmfilms.com. Are they still on sale?
$6.66.
Yeah, look at that. All right. Well, Dan, where can people find you?
Speaking of hmmfilms.com,
You can find them there. That's what he's trying to say.
and then anywhere you search HMM Films.
Yeah.
My kid with like pickles. I don't know why. Oh, okay.
I try to keep it easy.
Rebekah, where
You-
can people find you?
Well, a couple places. You can find me on Instagram at GeekyLurpChick89, or I recently started a YouTube channel called Geeky Lerp Chick. It's a kind of a glimpse into my geeky semi-adventurous life, and yeah, I also have a page on Facebook, Geeky Lerp Chick. So check it out.
Cool.
I did, and it's fun.
There are links in the description below for both of them, and you can follow us at Rad Entertain on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow myself at TonyWalters_. You can check out MidwestHorrorFest.com, MidwestActionFest.com, GarageHouseStudios.com for all the random things that we are up to these days.
Whoop, whoop. Big things. Big
Oh yeah,
things.
that's the show. So I guess we will see you guys next week right here on Spoiling Dead.